Slide is visible. Anyone?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. It is visible now.
Okay. Okay. Today, revision of power quality parameters and its definitions. So, we have already discussed about the power quality parameters and its definitions. Again, revise this topic. This is the course outcomes, that is the 5 course outcomes, and course outcome map with program outcomes and program specific outcomes. As per NBA, that is the 12 program outcomes are defined, and PSO means 3 program specific outcomes and 12 program outcomes as per NBA standards. This is assessment process. The course outcome concept of power quality terms and its definitions. Understand the concept of power quality parameters and its impact on system. The first is, what is over voltage? Over voltage, as the name is suggested, over voltage is an increase in AC voltage greater than 110% at a power frequency for a duration longer than 1 minute. Means, for the domestic application, we have required the 230 volt AC. 230 volt AC for domestic application. If we are getting more than 110%, 110% means that is plus 10%, plus more than 10%, more than 10%, plus 10%. 10% means 230 plus 10% is 23 volt. 23. That means 3, 5, 2. If the voltage are greater than 253 volt, 253 volt, that means we are getting the more voltage. Means this is more than 10%. We have required 230 volt, but we are getting the voltage 253 volt. That means we are getting more than 110%. 110% means plus 10% more voltage for a durations longer than 1 minute, and this voltage is coming from the longer than 1 minute. This is called the over voltage. So over voltage means plus 10%, plus 10% means domestic 230 volt, and but you are getting the 253 volt, more than 253 volt, means this is over voltage. For the industrial application, it may be 400 volt, 33 kV, 66 kV, depend upon our applications. तो जिससे आपका वोल्टेज, अगर जो नॉमिनल वोल्टेज है अगर 400 वोल्ट है, यू आर गेटिंग द 110% voltage. That means this is over voltage. What are the causes of over voltage? What are causes of over voltage? First reason is load switching. Load switching means switch off the large size of load or energizing the capacitor bank. Load switching means switch off the large size of load. Large size of the load for the industrial application, the loads are 100 kilowatt, 500 kilowatt, 600 kilowatt, 50 megawatt, 10 megawatt. That is industrial application. If these loads are off for the switch off a large load, this is causes the over voltage. अगर जैसे सडनली आपका लार्ज साइज जो पावर है वो ऑफ हो गया, लोड आपकी ऑफ हो गई, दिस इज आल्सो कॉजेज द ओवर वोल्टेज प्रॉब्लम्स. Second is incorrect type setting of transformer can result in causes a over voltage. Incorrect type setting, this is also causes the over voltage. What is the effect of over voltage? The over voltage results either system to be weak or desired voltage regulations or voltage control are inadequate. Inadequate means not a proper, means we cannot control the voltage. अगर voltage you can in control voltage means you are getting the over voltage. और over voltage की problems क्या है? Over voltage it may causes the breakdown of the insulators. इंसुलेटर जो डिजाइन होते हैं ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ वोल्टेज, if you are getting the more voltage, that means it may break down the insulation of the systems. So it may be insulation for a transmission line systems, it may be any appliances, because your appliances insulator are designed on the basis of voltage. एंड इंसुलेटर वोल्टेज इफ डोमेस्टिक की बात किया जाए तो दैट इज योर सिस्टम इज डिजाइन 230 वोल्ट एंड बट यू आर गेटिंग द 300 वोल्ट और समथिंग, दैट मीन्स इट मे ब्रेक डाउन द इंसुलेशन ऑफ दिस सिस्टम्स. दिस इज इफेक्ट ऑफ ओवर वोल्टेज. मेन कॉजेज ऑफ ओवर वोल्टेज, that is large size of load, switch off the large size of load, incorrect tap setting, effect of over voltage, that is inadequate voltage control. Inadequate voltage control, that means it may break down the insulation of the system. Under voltage, as the name is suggested, under voltage, that is this under voltage is a decrease in RMS AC voltage less than 90% at a power frequency for a duration longer than 1 minute. That means if your voltage you reduce -10%, -10%, 90% का मतलब क्या होगा? That is reduce -10%, means if we are talking the domestic applications, we have required the 230 volt, and but we are getting the less than -10%. -10% means -10% कितना होगा? 23 volt. This is 7 and 207. If the voltage is less than 207 volt, you have required the 230 volt, and -10% means 207 से नीचे जैसे वोल्टेज आएगा means you are getting the 207, 180 volts. This is called the under voltage. Under voltage means if the voltage is 90% of that voltage, 90% means -10% of that voltage, -10% means you are getting 207 से below, नीचे आप आ रहे हैं, that is this is called the under voltage, and for a duration larger than 1 minute, this is causes of under voltage. This is called the under voltage. तो अंडर वोल्टेज से प्रॉब्लम्स क्या होगी? व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ अंडर वोल्टेज? पहले कॉजेज देखिए. कॉजेज ऑफ लोड स्विचिंग ऑन. लोड स्विचिंग ऑन. अंडर वोल्टेज मींस लोड स्विचिंग ऑन means large size of loads are directly on. This is called the under voltage. And our capacitor bank switch off, then it causes the under voltage. इसीलिए जो लार्ज साइज ऑफ लोड होते हैं, लार्ज साइज ऑफ मोटर स्टार्टेड विद द हेल्प ऑफ डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ स्टार्टर. इसीलिए आपने देखा होगा कि घर पे आपका जो समरसेबल वगैरह लगा है, आप जब भी उसको ऑन करते हैं, दिस इज डायरेक्ट मींस DOL, डायरेक्ट ऑनलाइन स्टार्ट मेथड, तो आपका वोल्टेज थोड़ा सा डिप हो जाता है फॉर ए वेरी शॉर्ट ड्यूरेशन. तो दिस इज आल्सो कॉजेस अंडर वोल्टेज. इसीलिए चलो अभी आपका जो लोड है दैट इज मोटर्स also 1 किलोवाट, 2 किलोवाट, 1 का लोड रहता है. अगर ये मेगावाट में लोड है 100 किलोवाट, 500 किलोवाट, दैट इज दिस इज इंटरप्ट द वोल्टेज. एंड अंडर वोल्टेज सर्किट कैन रिजल्ट ओवर वोल्टेज सर्किट कैन रिजल्ट इन अंडर वोल्टेज. मीन्स what is the problems of under voltage? Means you are getting them 200 volt or 150 volt. What will happen? Your system will run, that is okay, सिस्टम आपका रन करेगा, फैन आल्सो रन। इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? वोल्टेज, वोल्टेज अगर कम आ रहा है तो क्या होगा कि योर सिस्टम, योर अप्लायंसेस विल extract the more current, means करंट की वैल्यू इंक्रीज हो जाएगी। करंट क्या हो जाती? इफ दिस फैन इज डिजाइन फॉर द 2 एम्पियर, अगर कम वोल्टेज आएगा तो दिस फैन विल ड्रा मोर देन 2 एम्पियर करंट, इट मे बी ड्रा 2.5 एम्पियर। करंट की वैल्यू ज्यादा होगी, दैट इज दिस इज increases the I square R losses in the form of heat। वहां पे क्या होगा? हीट डेवलप होगी, दैट इज हीट में डैमेज द अप्लायंसेस। और हीट से भी क्या हो सकता है? योर अप्लायंसेस में बी डैमेज। दैट मीन्स you have, you does not require under voltage, you have does not require over voltage। ना आपको ओवर वोल्टेज चाहिए ना अंडर वोल्टेज चाहिए। ओवर वोल्टेज हो गया, वोल्टेज ज्यादा हो गया, इंसुलेशन ब्रेकडाउन हो गया। अंडर वोल्टेज हो गया, करंट इंक्रीज कर जाएगी, करंट जब ज्यादा ड्रॉ करेगा दैट इज, तो वहां पे आई स्क्वायर आर लॉसेज इंक्रीजेस इन द फॉर्म ऑफ हीट। तो दिस इज प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ अंडर वोल्टेज। दैट मीन्स आपको ना अंडर वोल्टेज चाहिए ना ओवर वोल्टेज चाहिए। यू हैव रिक्वायर्ड 230 वोल्ट फॉर द डोमेस्टिक एप्लीकेशंस। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज इंटरप्शन। एज ए नेम इज सजेस्टेड, इंटरप्शंस, interruptions occurs when supply voltage or load current decrease are less than 0.1 per unit for a period of time not exceed 1 minute. This is called the interruptions. What is the causes of interruption? Power system fault, equipment failure, control malfunctionings. Power system fault means if we are taking the transmission lines, this fault may be LG fault, line to ground fault, it may be line to line fault, it may be double line to ground fault, or it may be three phase fault. It may be any types of fault. Sustained interruptions. Sustained interruptions means when the supply voltage has been zero for a period, for a time exceed is 1 minute for a long duration. Voltage variation is considered as a sustained interruption. Sustained interruption means timing is more than 1 minute. As a name is suggested, this sustained means this is maintained. That is, interruption voltage is always less than 1 minute, but sustained interruption is more than 1 minute. This is called the sustained interruption voltage. Sustained interruption voltage means due to the power system fault, equipment failures, or malfunctioning of the equipments. What is the voltage sag? Sag or dip. Sag is a decrease to between 0.1 to 0.9 per unit in RMS voltage or current at a power frequency for a duration of 0.5 cycle to the 1 minute. That means देखिए यहाँ पे देखिए, this waveform is smoothly and at this time period, during this time period, this waveform is decreasing. This is called the voltage sag or voltage dip. Means इस टाइम पे क्या होगा? Your waveform is like this. Your waveform, this is your waveform. But suddenly for short durations, means 0.5 cycle, this is like this, and again it comes to the original position. That means this is called the voltage sag. Voltage sag means your voltage is decreasing for a duration of 0.5 cycle to the 1 minute. This is called the voltage sag. Means your voltage is decreased 0.1 to 0.9 per unit in RMS voltage. This is called the voltage sag or voltage dip. Next is the voltage flickers. Flickers are voltage fluctuations. The voltage fluctuations are systematic variations of voltage In series are random voltage changes. Magnitude does not normally exceed the voltage range defined by ANSI standard 0.9 to 0.1 per unit. What are the source of voltage fluctuations? It may be load, or it may be rapid variation of load current magnitude, that is causes the voltage variations. This is the voltage variations. Voltage variations, at this you are getting the voltage plus 129400 and minus 1290, and sometimes you are getting the voltage very less, sometimes voltage this, and voltage is fluctuating. This is called the voltage fluctuations. This is the voltage fluctuations. This is represent the arc furnace operations. Depend upon the load. Sometimes voltage is decreasing, sometimes voltage is increasing. Voltage swell. Voltage swell is defined as increase in between 1.1 and 1.8 per unit in RMS voltage or current at a power frequency for a duration of 0.1 cycle to 0.1 minute. देखिए वोल्टेज सैग एंड स्वेल दोनों क्या है, रिवर्स है, अपोजिट है. वोल्टेज स्वेल में क्या है, दिस इज योर वोल्टेज and this time your voltage is suddenly increasing for this time durations 0.5 cycle to, and again it coming to the original positions. So this duration is called the, this is called the voltage swell. This is swell, voltage swell. That means voltage are increasing. देखिए voltage are increasing 1.1 and 1.8 per unit of RMS voltage. This duration voltage are increasing and voltage swell में क्या, swell में increasing, voltage sag में क्या था, voltage dip कर रहा था, means वो वहां पे voltage is decreasing. This is called the voltage swell. देखिए voltage swell यहां से आपका, this is voltage is increasing. This is voltage swell. Means 0.01 second to 0.15 seconds. This is the voltage swell. Voltage swell means voltage are increasing 1.1 to 1.8 per unit PU. This is called the voltage swell. What is the voltage imbalance? Voltage imbalance. Imbalance means not a balance. This is called the voltage unbalance. Unbalance. It is defined as the maximum deviations from the average of three-phase voltage or current divided by the average of three-phase voltage or current expressed in percentage. Means if the primary source of voltage unbalance are less than 2% of the single phase loads and three-phase circuits, voltage unbalance results of source. तो unbalanced voltage का मतलब, for example, for this is three-phase supply. For single phase, this is phase R, phase Y, phase B. We have desired the 230 volt for phase R, phase Y, that is this is 230 volt, this is also 230 volt. But sometimes we are getting the phase R, that is 230 volt, and phase Y we are getting the 180 volt, phase R, RY and B, phase B also getting the 300 volt. This is voltage unbalanced situation. Unbalanced because three phase supply we have individually क्या होना चाहिए कि सारे phase इक्वल होना चाहिए। फेज आर 230 वोल्ट, फेज वाई भी 230 वोल्ट, फेज बी भी 230 वोल्ट। अब ये प्रॉब्लम्स क्यों होती है? व्हाई वी आर नॉट गेटिंग द प्रॉपर वोल्टेज? दैट मीन्स समटाइम्स ड्यू टू द overload of any one phase, that is overload of one phase, that is one causes. Second, it may be any leakage, any leakage in any phase. Any leakage means it may be directly, this phase is directly connected to the grounds, it may be also one problems. So this voltage is drop, this is causes the unbalance, voltage unbalance. So this is voltage unbalance. Sometimes voltage are increasing, decreasing, increasing voltage, this is decreasing. This is the voltage unbalance. This is voltage unbalance situations. Voltage distortions, waveform distortions. Waveform distortions is defined as the steady state deviations from an ideal sine waves of power frequency and characterized by the spectral content of the deviations. That is DC offset, harmonics, interharmonics, notching, and noise. That is the 5 parameters of waveform distortions. What is the DC offset? DC offset means the presence of DC voltage or current in AC power system is defined as a DC offset. Means we have required the DC, but sometimes it is not a pure DC, it is contain some portion of AC. This is called the DC offset. DC offset. DC offset means pulsating DC output. For example, this rectifier provide the this waveform. This waveform is not a pure DC voltage. This is pulsating. ये है आपकी pulsating waveform आती है for the rectifier. Means इसका मतलब क्या होगा? This waveform contain some portions of AC. This is called the DC offset. तो DC offset हाफ वेव रेक्टिफायर्स जहां पे भी आपके ये यूज होते हैं, यहाँ पे इसकी वजह से क्या होता है? दैट इज द हीटिंग वगैरह आपकी प्रॉब्लम्स आर क्रिएटेड. So this is DC offset. What is the harmonics? Harmonics are sinusoidal voltage or current having the frequency that are integral multiple of the frequency at which the supply is designed to operate the fundamental frequency, usually 50 Hz, and periodically distorted the waveforms. Fundamental frequency means this is main reason of harmonics is due to the non-linear behaviors of power semiconductor device. देखिए हार्मोनिक्स का मेन रीजन क्या है? व्हाई द हार्मोनिक्स आर जनरेटेड? ड्यू टू द नॉन लीनियर बिहेवियर ऑफ पावर सेमीकंडक्टर डिवाइस. पावर सेमीकंडक्टर डिवाइस मींस मॉसफेट, IGBT, MCT, TRIAC, GTO. These are power semiconductor device. Power semiconductor devices have non-linear behaviors. They are generate harmonics in the supply system as well as in the load side. Generate the harmonics. तो generate harmonics. Main problems क्या है power electronics में? Power electronic devices are generate the harmonics. तो harmonics are unnecessary supply frequency that create distortion in the system, pulsating torque, and heating of the system. So harmonics are coming due to the adjustable speed drives and heating वगैरह. तो ये आपकी है, that is the total harmonic distortions. This is spectral waveform of adjustable speed drives. So we are not getting the pure sine wave. This waveform is distorted. वहां पे हम लोग आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं, that is total percentage of harmonic distortion. That is the 5%, 10%. देखिए FFT 1.9, दैट इज, तो ये आपका स्पेक्ट्रम एनालाइजर होता है। स्पेक्ट्रम एनालाइजर से वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई कि ये वेवफॉर्म क्या आ रही है, उस वेवफॉर्म में कितने परसेंट हार्मोनिक्स आर जनरेटेड। Interharmonics. Interharmonics means this is the magnitude of voltage or current having frequency component, not a integral multiple, not a integral multiple of frequency at which the supply frequency is designed to operate. This is called the integral harmonics. Interharmonics. तो इंटरहार्मोनिक्स का मेन सोर्स ऑफ इंटरहार्मोनिक्स आर स्टैटिक फ्रीक्वेंसी कन्वर्टर्स। फ्रीक्वेंसी कन्वर्टर मींस साइक्लो कन्वर्टर्स, एसी वोल्टेज रेगुलेटर्स, इंडक्शन फर्नेस, आर्क डिवाइसेस आर मेन सोर्स ऑफ इंटरहार्मोनिक्स। इंटरहार्मोनिक्स मेन सोर्सेज आर पावर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कन्वर्टर्स, पावर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कन्वर्टर्स, पी कन्वर्टर्स। P converters are main source of interharmonics. Interharmonics, that is, this is not a integral multiple of the fundamental frequencies. Notching. Notching is a periodic voltage disturbance caused by the normal operation of power electronics devices when current is commutated from the one phase to the other phase. One phase to the other phase means this is voltage from the plus 500 to 0, and this notching, one shifting, again voltage is shifting from 0 to minus 500, फिर एक फेज से दूसरे वोल्टेज चेंज हो रहा है, तो यहाँ पे नॉइज नोचिंग प्रॉब्लम्स, एंड अगेन माइनस 500 टू दैट इज माइनस 600, एंड अगेन दिस वोल्टेज इज चेंजिंग अगेन, एंड जब एक वोल्टेज से दूसरे वोल्टेज में जा रहा है, दिस इज कॉजेज द नोचिंग प्रॉब्लम्स। Noise is defined that it is unwanted electrical signal. We does not require the noise, unwanted signals. The spectral, that is the broadband spectral content lower than 20 kilohertz superimposed upon the power system voltage or current in phase conductors are found on neutral conductor on signal lines. Noise in a power system can be causes due to the power electronics devices, control circuits, arcing equipment, load and solid state rectifiers.
सर क्लास कब तक है?
Power quality, just within 5 minutes conclude. That is the last 1 or 2 slides are remaining. Once the power quality in a business problems, power quality causes main problems: lost productivity, idle equipment, loss goodwill, consumer profit, transaction revenue. So this is main problem of PQ, power quality. So power quality means we have required the sine wave. Sine wave means ideal conditions we have required for domestic की बात करें तो हमको 230 वोल्ट 50 हर्ट्ज चाहिए, but practically we are getting under voltage, we are getting over voltage, we are getting the harmonic distortion, we are getting the interharmonics. So these problems are associated in the utility systems. These are create distortion in the systems, these are created the losses in the systems. So questions are voltage imbalance, concept of voltage sag and swell, stability, voltage sag impact. So this is university related questions. Any questions? Any doubt related to this? Anyone? Anyone have any doubt?